Good morning, everyone. It's Gal. I made a mistake. First of all, this is Perils of Legend of Zelda romhack. Second of all, I made the mistake of ending my last video, and rather than saving, using a save state before I closed the game. And then I reloaded the game from my save instead of from the save state. And then I made a new save state over the first one. So, I am in the process of replaying the dungeon that I just cleared. Rather than go through that entire thing a second time, I'm just going to address now that I did this and that I'm taking care of it. However, since one of the things I was going to do was go back through this dungeon, I am cleaning some things up as we go. So, if you notice some small inconsistencies, it's because I am going back through, touching these areas that I need to still stop and look at, as I'm going back through and clearing the dungeon the second time. So, hopefully that clears up any confusion if you notice any weird things like the fact that I have the wrong boomerang. And we'll get back into the progress soon. So I found one of the points that we need to go back to. This is one of the boss rooms in the first area that I just hadn't bothered looking through, and of course, there's a hidden wall. And that is apparently where we get the trident. So apparently we have that now. Neat. Okay, second point of interest that I missed. This door. I literally just didn't go through this door. Well, I feel better about that. Apparently missing that one wasn't a huge loss. Point number 3. I don't think I ever went to this side of this room. So I never went to the square to the right of it. Which looks like it's the 4th heart piece. So, awesome. I think 4th? Yeah. Come on. Unfortunately, I lost sword, but that's okay. Oh! There's more! Apparently there's a bunch of stuff in this that I just somewhat missed. Okay. Not push... Oh, that one's pushable. There's a stairway. This is the first stairway we found in this level. Okay. This is going to be a whole different area. And as you can see, I'm still going through my replay. I was expecting a one-off room here that was going to be like the map or something. Well, I hope the rest of this goes better. Otherwise, this is going to be a long replay. Okay, where am I? Is it just literally one square over? How big is this level? I mean, I assume one of these blocks is just going to be pushable to make the stairway? Yeah. And at this point, we haven't been to any rooms adjacent to this, except for to the left was the... Wait, left was the room we came from? Oh, it's the bottom half of the room that we were in before. Okay, let's double check this. So this is where we just found that heart piece, but it's on the bottom side. So I assume this is going to be down. Jeez. And then handle. Is this an area we've been in? Is this where I literally just found the... I'm pretty sure this is literally where I just... Yep. Okay, we came full circle. So that whole loop, apparently, is just a thing? Okay. Sounds good. I'm gonna go finish this with no potions now. Wish me luck. Okay, this is the last room I hadn't been through. That I had marked. I guess worth mentioning, I don't think I actually talked about my method for this. So... I went back through all of my videos because I realized how much stuff I was missing. And so I started with this dungeon, and I got out a sheet of graph paper, and I actually started sketching down the entirety of this dungeon. Wow. Okay, so I do almost have all of it now. At least the stuff on the map. So when I'm talking about, like, the places that I haven't been yet and the places that I had noticed, that's why. It's because I had been looking for very specific, like I was actually watching to see which doors I knocked, or which walls I checked for bombs, like, especially on the earlier videos, because it was before I had realized how the bomb walls were notated. And stuff like noticing which walls I hadn't checked for hidden passages. And by doing that, I didn't find it. It was kind of a twofold thing. A lot of it was just that I wanted to save time on my second trips through some of these dungeons. I wanted exactly what I'm doing right here in this video, where instead of walking back through the entire dungeon, I'm just going back to the sections that I know are missing and looking for specific, like, problem points, I guess. some holes. And so I did that first with this dungeon. Oh, you can't go back through that wall. That's why the Manhandla trap is here. So yeah, I went back through everything. Some of the dungeons I actually completed more than I thought I had. Like the one that's to the east of the graveyard, and the lava dungeon where you come in as a trap. And there's a few of them, like that first dungeon I beat that's kind of in the center off the shore, and the lava dungeon that I've been through twice already, that I'm like, I feel like I don't have what I'm supposed to have from this, but I got through it all, so I guess I did? Okay, we're back up to 7 pendants. And I have actually completed this dungeon this time. We got the last heart container and the Neptune's trident, which is the wand. You may have noticed as I was going in and out of my inventory, I do have milk again. I went through quick. That's what I was working on when I realized that I had accidentally saved over the game where I finished it, because I went to go... I was collecting rupees, I went to go get the milk, and then I was refilling my rupees after that, because I didn't want to just have, like, it's 200 for the milk, so I was like, I'm gonna get back up to like 100 and something in case I run into like a bomb bag vendor or something. I don't want to get stuck with no rupees just in case there's a good reason for it. And I went to go get some rupees that were out of reach, and I went to throw my boomerang and realized that the boomerang was the wooden boomerang, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I didn't confuse that. And then I realized that I didn't have enough pendants, and I was like, that's not good. So, extremely long story short, the maps for all of the dungeons that I ended up drawing are now linked as well. These are not complete maps, just to be clear. These are like sketches that I did on graph paper to try and figure out where I had missed stuff. So I know that I'm missing something in the water dungeon in the top right corner, which is the fire ring. I know that I'm missing something. I'm pretty sure I'm still missing something in the ice graveyard dungeon, the one that's like a little bit to the east of the graveyard. I'm pretty sure I'm still missing something, maybe at least a heart piece in the center dungeon. Yeah. Possibly the lava dungeon. The only thing I got out of the lava dungeon was the boomerang, and I'm pretty sure that there's probably more there. And then I have my primary map down for the northwest corner of Death Mountain. Or whatever it is. The one in the far northwest that I also has the level 9 dungeon music. I only dipped my toe in that one previously, so I already had the map, so I just sketched out the outline so that when I go back, I can actually make notes. But the main ones were these ones with all the invisible walls, like the one I just did, and the water dungeon that has all of the stairs and teleports, because it was really hard to get a sense of where everything was. And so now I think if I go back, I'm not going to get as lost. And I think that's actually a good place to go next. So we will jump back at the water dungeon, I think. Part of the reason I didn't want to, or that I wanted to do this before I went to the water dungeon, by the way, was because that dungeon has one of those respawning 5 Dodongo fights, and I didn't want to have to keep farming bombs. So rather than farming bombs multiple times, I wanted to take the time to rewatch, like, apparently, it was probably, you know, roughly 8 hours of video at double speed, down to 4 hours, to make maps of the entire game. So yeah, we will join back up in progress in the water, I think. That feels like a good spot to go. So the trick to this dungeon seems to be, I've been in every room, but there's lots of rooms that have multiple angles that you can approach. And there's lots of rooms that have stairways. There are a couple rooms in particular that I didn't check the stairway, or didn't check for stairways, rather. And especially in this dungeon, that feels like an oversight. Okay. So from here we want to go up 2 rooms. Actually, let's check if we actually need to. Yes, we do. And then one to the right. This is going to take us to what I've got labeled as Stairway B. Stairway B, we're going to go 1 to the south, and that's going to take us to Stairwell G. Oops. Which is the one of the few areas that I only went down once. Because this was the side area that was kind of the most out of the way, probably. Come on. I did this exact same thing last time. I really don't want to waste bombs since I know I might have to do Dodongos. So I'm just kind of hoping that they come into range at some point here. That guy didn't, for sure. That guy went literally the one place I did not want him to go. Okay. So this is one of the rooms that I wanted to check. And it might seem odd that this is, like, worth checking, I guess. But weirder things have happened. Okay. So this is not the correct place. Worth checking. I also want to double check. Okay. That is very unfortunate, because that's was kind of my top theory there. Okay, so now we're back at G, which show you where I'm trying to get from G. I don't think so. The short version is that there are 2 rooms that are laid out like this. And one of them, the other one specifically, has a very, like, I'm pretty sure it even has a bombable wall marked that I haven't been able to find how to get to. So that's kind of the approach that we're looking at. Wait a minute. I have a weird thought. What if it wraps? The world map wraps around. Like when you exit off the right side of the world map, it wraps back around to the left. What if this dungeon does the same thing? Like, if they have that ability in the world map, why wouldn't they necessarily have it in the dungeons? I know dungeons work a little differently, but I suppose it's a possibility. At this point, it's a weird thought worth trying. But first, our favorite. So yeah, my thoughts are either it's a secret stairway somewhere, or now that I've got this screen wrap idea, I'm gonna try it. Because that's kind of been my whole process here, is as I was watching things back in mapping, I was trying to figure out how you could get to that room. And the thought of a screen wrap never occurred to me, because that's so weird in a Zelda game. Okay, so if you're following along, we are now in room C at the bottom of the map. The room we're trying to get to is in E at the top, which is the opposite on the screen of 1 to the right. Let's try it. Because there's a very good chance that I didn't check thoroughly on the bottom row of the level, because it's the bottom row of the level. It does not look like it has a bombable wall, though. Okay. So this is room E. This is one of the things I wanted to check first. And then we can try the stairway. So it's not a secret room coming off of this one. So this is the room I was talking about. So you can see there's a bombable wall. Oh, the bombable wall's on the bottom, not the top. Okay. And we know that you can push this block to get the stairway back. So my question is, how do you get to that room? And the answer, obviously, is from the bottom. But I don't understand how you can get there. Okay. And we still have 2 keys floating around right now anyway, so at worst, if I end up stranding that key, it's not the end of the world. But I think once I figure out what I'm missing, that's going to fall into place. So, next thing we want to check, that was E. I think the next thing we want to check is D. I was in the right spot, but the door was shut. I hate this room. Okay, so I want to make sure I don't backtrack into C, unless I have to. Where's F? F is off of D. Okay. So we need to go left. Double check quick. Up. And I know this room I checked thoroughly to make sure there weren't stairs. So this is D. That's right. This is the room where I murdered all the Gibdo, or the not Gibdos, Gorias. So push the block through the stairway. This is going to bring us out at this room, which the boss is one to the left. This is where the pendant was previously. And this is kind of the beginning of this like loop that we're trying to get through. Because this right here, the other side of this room, is where we actually need to go. That locked door is where that, or is where the ring is, which is the item for this dungeon. And the other item is the key, which I guess isn't an item, but there's also a key along that kind of loop, and that's where that bomb wall that I had mentioned is like kitty corner from that. Triple check over here. Pretty sure I had already checked that because the room to the left of that was one that I had missed originally. This room is the one... Okay, so I'm gonna pop over here real quick just to show you what I'm talking about here. Oh, that's right. That was one of the things I wanted to check. I don't think I went around this one. Like, for obvious reasons, this is nasty. But I didn't actually check this to see if any of the blocks were pushable. Or if there were any hidden paths. Okay. I'm content. I hadn't checked it. I wanted to check it. It was a thing I noticed. So, now we have checked. This is the kind of paranoia this game has instilled in me. I am fairly confident that I'm just overthinking a lot of the stuff that I've got left. I'm probably not missing as much as I feel like I am. But, you know, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And I knew I was missing something in this level. That's the big piece. Okay, so this is F. If I go one square to the right, this is the Goria room. This is not the one with the key. This is the other one. Okay. This is the bombable wall to the north, and that's the key door. So somehow we can get over here. That's what I was missing. That push block is what I missed. That made me go back through this level like 3 times. And it was real simple, and I never noticed it, and I'm kind of mad at myself now. Again, part of the problem was that I went to go test it a second time, but I would have had to go through the Dodongo room again, and I didn't have enough bombs. So now, when we use this, it causes fire. Cool. One of the blocks was pushable. They are awful. Awesome. So I do think that that is it for this level. We've been pretty thorough at this point. I'll double check. This was the other thing I noticed, is that I didn't actually double check any of the areas off of this room, I don't think. Because Dig Dogger kind of wrecked me. And that brings us back around to this. So, I will go ahead and say we will pick back up next time, making sure we save our Perils. We've gotten the stuff we were missing from those 2 dungeons, at least. I think with those items in tow, the next objective is going to be Death Mountain. So, we will pick back up next time with the far northwest corner of the map, past the lake where we had to play the flute, and we'll see if we can make our way through that dungeon. Last time I went through it, I probably had about half the hearts I have now. I didn't have some of the equipment that I have. Going in with Red Potion and all the stuff we've got, I'm going to feel a lot better about it. So, yeah. Hopefully you're still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.